Welcome, folks. I am Jaby KOAY, joined by Steph Sabraw. What up, brah?
What are you?
Oh, we're looking at honest trailers, The Avengers. This is from September 24th, 2012. Almost 10 years ago. That's crazy. Oh, no, wait. What year are we in? 2021. Yeah, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
9 years. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Screen Junkies, for allowing us to react to this. Very, very much appreciate it. Y'all, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. And Steph Sabraw is on the social media. She would appreciate if you followed her. Brah. Okay, here we go.
Bite someone's ear.
From Joss Whedon, god of the nerds, comes the movie blockbuster that finally unites the world's greatest superheroes.
Okay, that's not John Bailey. Just so we're clear, that's not John Bailey.
God of the
Marvel still has
nerds.
the rights to. The Avengers, the ultimate 2-hour geek fantasy that blinds all nerds from admitting any legitimate criticism and put all of DC Comics on suicide watch. A villain who inexplicably returns from the dead will vow vengeance on the planet where his demigod brother's sort of girlfriend lives, forcing this Bluetooth-obsessed government agency to assemble the heroes from Marvel's greatest franchises, except Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. Suit up with Iron Man, everyone's favorite secondary Marvel character who must redeem himself from the god-awful Iron Man 2. Thor, who sort of pulled off his own movie, but whose appearance here completely negates its ending. Captain America, no one's favorite character, who just kinda has to be there.
That changed.
That did, but that is so true.
Yeah.
Because he's a cop.
Yeah, it's true. It's just interesting hearing this because everything is, it's almost like a moment in time, like a photograph of like, oh, this is what we thought 10 years ago.
Totally.
It's so strange. Everything's radically changed. I mean, think about how you felt when Captain America handed the shield off to Falcon. Like,
everyone loved Cap.
Exactly.
Loves Cap
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, exactly.
Who, for the sake of the plot, can now suddenly control his rage.
I'm always angry.
Without any explanation. Which doesn't matter, cause that shot was awesome.
It was.
The excitement
I need you to get to that engine control panel.
of Iron Man repairing a spaceship for 20 minutes. The thrill of generic aliens on flying jet skis. The confusing energy source of the Tesseract.
The Tesseract can't fight. You can't protect against yourself.
And its completely unjustified failsafe. The explosion that instantly kills every alien, conveniently tying up all loose ends. The bromance. And the character in the middle of the credits, who every nerd in the audience pretended to know.
I wonder about that sometimes because like there'll be a post-credit scene and everyone's like, oh my God. I'm like, what? I don't know what everyone's oh my godding about.
No.
What is it?
Yeah, what was the significance? I didn't know back then.
Me neither.
At all.
Yeah, now we all do.
Yeah.
We see the repercussions, the ramifications.
I see that 5 chin, like you know instantly who that is, but back then, no.
And that wasn't even played by Brolin, right? Josh Brolin? I could be wrong. I think that's my friend Damien Portier. Damien Portier is a really tall black guy. He's also been in a sequel to one of the Payday games, I believe. He's got this very aggressive cackle, this very aggressive laugh.
I love a good laugh.
He lives up to his name, and he's one of the nicest guys in the world, but his laugh lives up to the name Damien.
In the audience pretended to know. A movie so fulfilling, you won't remember that the first 45 minutes are actually kind of boring. A villain so determined,
You need the cube to bring me home, but I've sent it off I know not where.
you'll wonder why he's uniting the only people who can stop him in hopes of getting them to dislike each other.
Not a great plan.
Battles so action-packed,
Stark, got a lot of space stuff in your tail.
you won't even ask yourself, how are they even all talking to each other without earpieces?
I always wondered that.
Do it! No, wait. Stark, these things are still coming.
Starring
I've always wondered that.
Maybe it's a small piece,
Iron
but
Man
true.
pooping, not Edward Norton, the Human Torch, leather boobs, Mace Windu, and Gay Bane. Marvel's
Gay Bane.
Avengers. If this doesn't make your inner 8-year-old self squeal in delight, you're likely dead inside. or a girl?
Gay Bane, I want an entire miniseries about.
We got it. It's called Loki.
Loki, queer icon.
I mean, he admitted in there that he's bi.
Yeah.
The joke about Gay Bane, I wonder if you could get away with that now.
Yeah, this was 10 years ago.
Yeah, even the joke about leather boobs.
Leather boobs.
There are so many things that are not okay to say just 10 years later. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true, but I do think those are still funny.
Yeah, they
and
are.
sometimes like
Funny's funny.
the way, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's proved time and time again. You just have to tell the joke right
Yeah.
and not be a total dickwad.
Yeah.
And usually, like leather boobs, like I don't like sexist jokes, but that's funny because we know that Scarlett Johansson was like the most sexualized. She was the only woman in the group for so long.
I mean, they asked about her underwear or something
Yeah.
in an interview. I think that every comedian and every comedic writer just needs to say that they're bisexual and trans, and they identify as a woman, and they can get away with saying any joke they want, and they'll be all right because it's like the shield. It's the LGBTQ shield, right?
Or they can just be funny.
No, but I mean, it's not. Look what's happening to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, did you watch the special?
Yeah.
I think Dave Chappelle's my favorite comedian of all time.
He's my second favorite.
But the second half was just not funny to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he was spending time defending himself.
Yeah, it felt like a TED talk on why on the trans people, like his opinion on trans people, and I was
Yeah.
like, huh, not funny.
Yeah. No,
The
yeah.
first part cracked me up. There was some really funny when he just went at everyone.
Yeah.
He went at Asians, black people, gay, the queer community,
Yeah.
and then the trans stuff. I was just like, it's too much.
Nonetheless, I enjoyed that. It was nice to look back at what like the fan-isms and the criticisms of the time for Avengers. And I watched it not that long ago. I was every time I do laundry, I have to go back and watch something that I don't need to be completely focused on whenever I'm like folding clothes. It was a different movie. It's like you watch that and you compare it to like even just Avengers Age of Ultron, which is just 2 films later, and it feels like a completely different film. Wait, Avengers Age of Ultron was actually the next one after
Yeah.
that. Sorry, my bad. But that feels like even they're both Joss Whedon. It feels like a completely different movie. Maybe that has to do with Marvel taking more control and Joss Whedon feeling like that was his final installment.
Yeah,
in the
they've
MCU.
definitely changed in not massive ways, but definitely the comedy in Marvel has consistently shifted, especially after Guardians of the Galaxy. There's just like a new era of the type of comedic writing that they're putting into their scripts. But I think they've only elevated, obviously, since Age of Ultron, just in my humble opinion. The best Age of Ultron or Ultron we've ever gotten is in What If? Because Ultron in the movie is what?
Damien Portier is credited as Man 1 in the Avengers credits. He's worked in so many Marvel films, and he's credited here as Man 1.
Man number 1. That should be a superhero. Who is that? It's man number 1.
Yeah, it was during the Avengers teaser right there on IMDb. There you go. It was him. I was right. I called up my friend afterwards, and I was like, it doesn't hold up the same way. Like, there was a feeling in watching it the very first time that was just so exciting, and it was the first Marvel film I can recall being like, wow, I love this. You know? Avengers, yeah. But I watch it now, and I'm like, whoa. This is definitely dated because, like I was saying earlier, Marvel took control and gave it a more uniformity. It wasn't until Eternals that kind of broke.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Totally. I think that they took their own story more seriously in the past few years, because when comic book movies were obviously like Blade was like the original one in a lot of ways, in my opinion. But I think that it wasn't the story, like comic book movies could have plot holes because people didn't take the genre that seriously. And now I think their fans are so diehard and the movies are getting more respected that they have to take, there's less plot holes and issues with villains and character arcs.
Right, that's true. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And make sure to follow Steph Sabraw on the social media. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications. And please vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. And also, of course, subscribe to Screen Junkies if you haven't done that. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
Steph Sabraw.
Peace out.